Hello there, welcome back to Happy Thinkers. I'm glad to see you again. Okay, I hope you have been well. Please remember to take good care of your physical as well as mental health in this crucial period of time. Okay, so this video is going to be about the primary 6 math paper from last year 2019 by the school SCGS, Singapore Chinese Girls School. And without further ado, let's look at booklet B. Okay, so again, remember booklet B is part of paper 1, so no calculators are allowed. This question, use all the numbers below to form the smallest odd number. Smallest odd number, so go and find the biggest odd number first. In this case, 5 is the biggest odd number, and put it at the end, okay? 5 is going to be the last number. It's the biggest odd number, okay? Then, because you want the smallest number, you just use the smallest digit available, which is 2, followed by the smallest digit, which is 3, followed by the other smallest digit, which is 6, followed by the next smallest digit is 8. Okay, so your answer should be 2, 3, 6, 8, 5. Express 3 over 8 as a decimal, correct to the nearest 2 decimal places. So basically this is just going to be a division question. 3 is too small to be divided by 8, so you borrow a 0, and when you borrow a 0, you remember to put a dot here. Because it's essentially 3.0 divided by 8, okay? So you bring the 0 up. Now, the biggest, okay, but you read it as 30 in order to divide by 8. The biggest number that, multiple of 8 that is closest to 30 is 24. So that is 3 times 8 minus 24. You have 6, borrow 1 more 0, okay? And then you're going to have 7, 56, okay, and 4. But over here the question is asking for nearest 2 decimal places, so you can just stop here. So it's it's a 4, alright, and then you borrow another 0, it's a 5, okay, then you stop right here and you keep it to the nearest 2 decimal places. So in other words, you have to round this to 0.38 because 5 and above you have to round up. 2 pizzas were shared equally among 5 people. What fraction of a pizza did each person get? So that is basically 2 over 5, alright? If you want to check your work, 2 over 5 of pieces of pizza a person will get, okay, or rather fraction of a pizza a person will get times 5 people. That is 10 over 5, which is 2 wholes, 2 whole pizza, okay? So answer is 2 over 5. Question 19. Mei Ling and John has pocket money in a ratio of 2:5 respectively. John gave $9 to Mei Ling, and the ratio of the amount of pocket money Mei Ling to John became 3:4. How much money do they have all together? Okay, so Mei Ling is to John is to the total is 2:5:7. And then later on, you have Mei Ling is to John is to total is equals to 3:4:7 again. So 7 and 7, alright, seems like they didn't really change. So in other words, okay, Mei Ling gained 1 unit, right? John lost 1 unit. So that 1 unit is $9 basically. So 7 units would be $9 times 7, and that is $63. Okay? Let me just fill this in so that it's easier for you to revise without the video. This is going to be -1. This is, the green one is +1. Okay, so that 1 unit is the $9 that has been moved around. Question 20. The price of a dress without GST is $50. The GST is 7%. How much will Georgina pay for the dress inclusive of GST? So you're gonna have $50 times 107% out of 100%, which, if you're familiar enough, alright, you should be writing 1.07 times 1.07, okay? Anyway, so this is just gonna be 50 times 1.07. Right, so how much will it be? 1.07. Okay, for decimals, usually when you multiply, you don't put in the decimal yet. Alright, you add in the dot later on. Okay, so you write this, then you times 50. Okay, you're gonna have 35, so there's gonna be a 3, and then there's gonna be a 5, so it's gonna be 0, 5, 3, 5. And okay, now you have to put in the dot. Okay, so there is supposed to be a dot here, alright, which we remove. Alright, when we remove, it means that we times 100 in order to remove the dot. Now we must divide by 100, so that will be 2 places. Put a dot here, so is $53.50, $53.50. Okay, if you use common sense, you should also know that it's gonna be $50 plus dollars. It shouldn't be $500 over dollars or $5 plus. Okay, that's why the dot will be here. It double confirms your understanding that the dot should be there. Question 21. Helen's score for the first 2 tests are listed in the table below. How much must Helen score for the third test in order to get an average score of 80 marks for all 3 tests? Okay, so 80 marks average score is 80 marks, which means all 3 tests total of all 3 is 80 times 3, okay, which is 240. So you just use 240 minus the first one minus the second one. You should be able to get the answer of 95. Okay. Question 22. The figure below is made up of 4 identical quadrants with a radius of 10 cm inside a square. What is the area of the shaded figure below? So, as you can see, I think we can all agree that this quadrant is the same as this quadrant, is the same as this quadrant, is the same as this quadrant. Okay? And therefore, this shaded area here is the same as this shaded area here, is the same as this shaded area here, which is the same as this shaded area here. Alright? So we can just look at one of them now. Okay? Radius of 10 cm. In other words, this is 10 cm. This is 10 cm. Alright? Okay? So this square has an area of 1 square equals to 10 times 10, which is, okay, you better write the cm, 100 cm square. Area of 1 quadrant is basically a quarter times the area of a circle, which is pi. Okay, in this case the pi, they ask you to take 3.14, so you must write 3.14. R square is 10 square. Okay, in other words, it's 10 times 10. Okay, so it's going to be a quarter times 3.14 times 100. Alright, so 3.14 times 100 is going to be 314. 314 you divide by 4 because you times a quarter, right? You're going to get, you're going to get a 7 here, minus 28. 3, bring down the 4. 34 divided by 4 will give me an 8. 32, here's 2, you borrow a 0, so when you borrow a 0, put a dot. It's gonna be a 5 here. Okay, it's gonna be 78.5. So the area of the shaded figure, area of 1 shaded part is equals to 100 minus 78.5, which would be 21.5. Okay, so total area of shaded figure would be 21.5 cm squared times 4, and that should give you 86 cm squared. Okay, if you do your sum here, okay, you should get this. Next question. Tom bought 2 erasers for X cents each. He also bought an exercise book. He spent $6 together. What is the cost of the exercise book? So 1 eraser is X cents, right? 1 eraser is X cents. 2 erasers, okay, 2x cents. So he spent $6 altogether. Okay, 1 exercise book will therefore be $6 minus 2. Okay, this one 2x cents, let's convert it to dollars first. It's basically 0. Okay, sorry, I realized that this one asks for cents, so you have to convert the $6 to cents, in fact, not the other way around. So this one will be 600 cents minus 2x cents. Okay, that will be 600 minus 2x cents. Alright. A toy wheel of radius 7 cm was rolled along a straight line on a table. What was the distance covered if it made a total of 10 complete revolutions? So basically this is a wheel, right? This is the wheel. I don't know how to really draw it, okay? What does it mean by 10 complete revolutions? Means this is the starting point, you turn, this is 1 round, okay? Then erase this away. So you're gonna find the circumference essentially. Alright, how to find circumference? Circumference is pi d, which is 22 over 7 times d. What is d? D is 2 radius added together, right? Which is 2 times 7. Okay, and that would be, if I cancel, I will get 44 cm for the radius of the wheel. 10 revolutions would be 10 times 44 cm. Okay, let me write down cm here. And 44 cm would be 440 cm. This is the answer, 440.